Hello, everyone. This is Hursman with Aspire Mortgage, and today we're going to discuss how Instagram can help specifically the agent in getting maybe a little bit more opportunity, some advantage over their competition by just utilizing this social channel a little bit more effectively. Today we've got Paige. Paige, go ahead and introduce yourself, and then she's just going to kind of go right into this. We've got a couple of slides to share, and from there we'll see if there's any questions.
Yep. Hey guys, so excited to be here today to help you guys understand Instagram. My name is Paige Hursman. I'm the marketing director with Aspire Mortgage Advisors, and I'm here to help you guys understand social media. I'm super excited and I'm just ready to get into it with y'all. All right, so we can go to the next one. So, the number one thing that I see people thinking of when they think of their social media platforms and their brand and getting their name out there is that they need to sell on social media, which really shouldn't necessarily be your focus. Obviously, that's everybody's end goal, right? You want to get your product out there, you want to get clients in your door. But that's not the framework that you want to look through when you're starting to post on social media. And the reason for that is social media is more about community and building trust with your audience. So if you go straight into it with the mindset that you're selling people products, people are going to click away, and you want people to trust you and know who you are as a person before you get the rapport to actually sell to them.
Yeah, and it's so easy to actually fall into that because we think that we have to put our product online so that that's what we think people are really watching. But as
Mhm.
you just say that, it's just more about who is this person, both professionally and personally, and is it
Yep.
someone that I want to kind of follow and pay attention to?
Yeah, 100%. So the framework we really want to look through is getting people to like you, growing your community, and showing people who you are as a person and why they should work with you. When somebody sees your content on social media, they might not necessarily be looking to buy a house or be looking to sell their house. They might just be a random person who's scrolling online, and you might think, well, I don't need that kind of person viewing my video. But if they like who you are and they like what they see, they might follow you. And then when the time comes for them to sell or for them to buy, they might come back to you and say, oh my gosh, I really liked that realtor that I saw on my Instagram. I'm going to go message her. So you're always kind of growing that community and wanting to have those people have you in the back of their mind because once that time comes, they know you, they've followed you, they've seen your life, they've seen your lifestyle and all of your achievements through your social media, and they trust you enough to reach out to you. So again, I'm Paige. I help anybody who doesn't understand social media or just wants to start get their business growing through any platform from Facebook to YouTube to Instagram, TikTok, anything and everything. I help people like you who maybe just don't really know where to start, or you've started and you just don't really have a place to go into with your social media. It's really, really great to get a starting point and get a plan together so you can go from there.
Yeah, and I'll say, what Page has helped me is we feel like we're supposed to be on all channels, which maybe we do, but there could be a channel that you're really connected with.
Right.
It could be Instagram, it could be LinkedIn, it could be Facebook, but that's what Page has helped me is find my channel that I resonate with, and then let's go ahead and start producing on that to try to get the followers up
Right.
and people that understand what it is that I'm trying to accomplish on the social channels that are out there.
Right. Okay. So we're going to go into what it looks like to use Instagram as a platform. So, for everybody watching, I don't know exactly where you guys are at with your social media, but a good starting place is to create your account, know how to use the platform because Instagram is constantly changing. It goes for the same for every single social media platform, right? And not only is the interface itself changing, where the home button might be somewhere else or the posting button might be somewhere else, the algorithm is also changing as well. So it's good to know all the little tips and tricks. So we're going to go into that next. All right, so step one, this is the most important step, is obviously to create your account. There's going to be a couple different ways that you can do this. It's really up to you and what you're most comfortable with. The first thing you can do is you can use your Facebook login. So I know a lot of people use Facebook, not as many people use Instagram. So if you already have a Facebook, Instagram will allow you to use that account to create an Instagram account because Meta is all connected. So that's one option that you can do. The next thing you can do is you can either use an email or a phone number to connect to your Instagram account. So once you do that, you're going to want to create a username. So for your username, I would recommend either using your name or using something funny that relates to your business that ties your name in. Any of these things, you want to make sure that people know what you do. So even if you don't put real estate agent in your username, you want to make sure that in your profile that you build out, which you can see on the right hand side, that it says real estate agent, your area that you're in, and then you can kind of go from there. People can understand who you are and what you're trying to sell. So the next step is to learn how to use your homepage. So your homepage is where you're going to see all of the people that you follow and then also some suggested posts. So let me just run through real quick what each of these things mean, how you can use them to your advantage, and how you can interact with them. So on the first picture, you can see the circles at the top. Those are called stories. So what stories are there 24-hour pictures, posts, anything that you want to throw up there. It will only be up for 24 hours. And Instagram actually allows you to go from person to person to see all of the stories of the people you're following. Usually, people use this feature when they've recently posted something and they want more attention coming to it. Posting on your story is a great way for people to quickly see, oh, hey, this person posted, let me go check it out. And it also creates that intrigue factor like, oh, I see the first part of this post. I want to see more. So after you look at your stories, all of the people that you're following, underneath that is going to be the people you're following's actual posts that are going on their feeds and will live there until they take them down, right? So this could be pictures, videos, anything like that. That's what you're going to see there. Now, when you go and see all of these pictures, you're going to have different options on what you want to do with them. You can like them, you can comment on them, you can repost these pictures, you can share them, and I'll go more into depth on what each of these interactions mean. But this is going to be important for you to do before and after you post because it lets the algorithm know that you're active on the platform. Now, the last thing you're going to see on your homepage is going to be your suggested reels. So these are just videos that the algorithm thinks that you are interested in. And I'm going to walk you through kind of what a research account looks like for Instagram. And I'll go more into depth of how those suggested reels might support your page in the future in a little bit here.
What's the purpose of the 24-hour on the story?
So it's really a copy of the platform Snapchat. So Snapchat does the same thing with their stories, and they basically have founded the whole idea of stories where it's like, oh, only 24 hours. It just creates this sense of FOMO, like, oh my gosh, this isn't going to be here tomorrow. I need to see this today. So Instagram pulled that, and a lot of other platforms use it too. But it's really like a ticking time bomb to go look at that content.
Okay, makes sense.
All right, now we're at step three. So this is your search page. This is where you're going to find anything that you might be interested in. And then you're also going to find other people you might be researching, other people you might want to reach out to, prospecting, anything like that. You'll be able to search up on here. And the great thing with Instagram is that whenever you're following someone that follows someone you're interested in, that person will pop up first. So you can see on the right, it says followed by blank. So you can tell that that is an account that your friends also follow. So that's likely the person that you're looking for, since there can be so many different people with the same name. It gets a little tricky. But again, I'll go more in depth on how you can use this search to benefit you in your research account. All right, step 4 is gonna be actually posting your content. So this is how you're gonna get everything out. There's another way to do this too through a scheduling software called Buffer. I'll talk about that more towards the end, but that's definitely a helpful tool that's completely free to use, and it will help you schedule out your posts way far in advance. But say you wanna just post something, you just filmed a video and you want it to go out today, this is the steps you're gonna take. So you're gonna go head back to the homepage, and when you're on the homepage, at the top left corner, you're gonna see a plus button. And so once you click on that, there's gonna be a couple different options for you. You can post a story, you can post a reel, or you can post a regular picture slash video. On the regular posting, you can put videos on there, but I would encourage you to post your reels through the actual reel button because the algorithm sends them out in a different way that's formatted for videos. So, once you figure out what you want to post, you're in there, you're about to make your post, you're going to let them get in your camera roll, pick out all the pictures or videos that you want to have in that post. You can multiple select, you can just post one, and then you're going to go to the next page, which will allow you to add in things like audio, text, really just extra editing that you want to add in before you post your video or picture. So, the great thing with Instagram is they have a bunch of different audios that you can choose from, and they actually tell you which audios are trending. So you can be one step ahead whenever you're posting, knowing that these kinds of videos with this song are already going viral. And then the last step is gonna be to actually write your caption, tag any friends that you want to see the post or are in the post, and then add a location. So I would recommend for your caption, keeping it pretty short. People who are watching or looking at things on Instagram really like small captions, a couple of emojis, and then I would do 3 to 5 hashtags that are representative of who you are. Maybe your market area, maybe your business, something like that, so that the algorithm knows, hey, this is a realtor who's posting and wants it to go out to people in Colorado. It can be super vague, it can be very specific. It's really up to who you want to see the post.
Um, as an example, like what it's easy. You just click the button. You can start recording. I'm assuming you can record from your phone, right?
Yep.
Just flip it around. Um, what kind of an example can you share, Paige, that has helped or has gotten traction that you might follow yourself from real estate standpoint?
Yeah, for sure. As far as videos, I found that a lot of times in the real estate market of social media, you see a lot of the same kinds of videos with the drone footage, right? Like it's somebody standing outside of the house, they're telling you all the details, and then the drone flies through the house. Super cool editing, great video, but that's a very oversaturated market on Instagram right now. What I haven't seen a lot of, but I've seen done very well, is story times, crazy client stories, things that almost went south, stuff like that is really valuable because not a lot of real estate agents are doing that right now, but people love that kind of content. It creates so much intrigue and they want to hear the end of the story or they want to know what they could do better as maybe it's another real estate agent that's watching it. So, content like that has been doing really well, but there's just not a lot of it right now.
And is there a length that people would want to stay within, like when they're telling
Yeah.
that story?
Yeah, I would definitely recommend that people stay within 30 seconds to a minute. Obviously, with the stories, they can go a little long. I just would say no more than 2 minutes for sure. Because if you're thinking about the audience that's on Instagram, a lot of the people watching only have as 8-second attention span. So if
Yeah.
you get them hooked in at the beginning, that's a different story. But yeah, definitely try to keep it under 1 minute is the general goal.
Okay.
Okay, now we're going to talk about your research account. So, wanting to go viral on a platform obviously takes time and effort and research, and you need to know what is happening and what your clients are looking for. So, this is where you're going to find your trending content and how you're going to get your research and ideas on what to post because you might be going into this saying, like, well, I don't even know where to start with what I'm posting. So the first thing you're going to want to do is use an account that you're not scrolling on. The reason for this is the algorithm will tailor the content it's showing you based on what you like, what you watch for a long time. So say you really like recipes on Instagram and you've been scrolling on that, it's only going to show you food videos. So if you want to, you can create another account with maybe like an old email address, like a fake email address, something like that it's just a different account, it's fresh, it's new, and then from there, you're gonna go in and you're gonna start researching other accounts that are like yours or what your clients would be looking up. So again, two things that you want to start searching through your explore page. So the first thing you're going to want to look up are keywords that you think your audience might be looking for. Houses for sale, how to sell your house, Colorado real estate agents in my area. Things like that, people are looking up. People often forget that social media is its own search engine and people use it all the time to get tutorial videos or businesses to help them out with something. And so you have to look at your research account through your client's eyes. What would I be doing and looking up on Instagram if I wanted to sell my house? The second thing you're going to want to do is find other agents that specialize in maybe the same thing as you, have the same interests as you. Maybe someone's a really good cook and they kind of incorporate that into their business reels and everything. Maybe follow them. And then from there, you want to start liking and commenting and saving those posts as inspiration.
Okay, so you can't necessarily do this with the account that you already have, right? Like,
Correct.
so you really,
Unless
if you start to search like houses for sale, Colorado real estate in your current um, Instagram account, you're not going to get the intel that you need.
so you will, but the with the research account, what you want it to be is only that information. You want to just be flooded with that information because then you're getting it from all kinds of people. If you do it on your personal one and you do scroll and you do look at other kinds of content, you're still going to get that stuff mixed in. So unless you're willing to sacrifice that entire account and not scroll on it, maybe you have a personal Instagram that's not your business Instagram, then like totally go for it. But if you are using that as entertainment as well, you just aren't getting the full picture.
Okay, so you can have a personal and business, and
Yeah,
if it's just purely business, you're not necessarily, scrolling on it for personal
right.
use and entertainment. You can use that as your research account.
Yep,
Okay,
100%.
okay.
So when are done with your research, you've looked everything up, you've started saving things, what you're going to do is you're going to go back to your explore page and then the algorithm will be tailored to exactly what you've been searching up. You're going to see what your clients would be seeing every single day if they were looking up the words that you put into your search bar, right? So once you start scrolling, I would say do this for maybe 30 minutes. Anything that you like that you want to recreate as a video. Say you see someone who has a great hook at the start of their video and it really draws you in, and you're like, oh my gosh, I can do that. You save that video, wait for later, and then you can recreate it and use it as basically an inspiration board for you to create content in the future. And the great thing with this is when you see a viral video, oftentimes it's viral for a reason. People really liked the hook. People really liked something in the background. So you really have to just kind of identify, like, oh, I really liked this thing. And that's probably the reason that it went viral, right? So incorporate that into your video. You don't need to copy it word for word, do the exact script that they're saying, but take the best part of the video and use that as your own.
Okay. So getting back to this kind of fake account, if you will, but if
Yeah.
it's truly just your business account and you're doing the research, and if you want to start following this person, that person, you can follow them in that account because it's your
Oh,
business
yeah.
account, right? But if you're
Yep.
using kind of a dummy account, you can still find these people, but then bring that start following them in your just one account that you might just have, right?
Right.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm gonna kind of walk through what engagement is the best kind of engagement, and what it looks like for you to interact with other people and other people to interact with you. So when we talk about likes, that's really the lowest tier. It's still great for someone to actually go ahead and like a video because most people are just looking at the videos. They're not thinking about it. They don't know what to do, right? They are not like, oh my gosh, I need to save this video. So likes are good. There's no personality behind it, right? It's just one person behind a screen saying, "Yeah, this is a good video." The next tier up would be comments. Comments have personalization behind it. Obviously, that varies. You might just comment some fire emojis and that's that, but you also might know the person and you might say, "Oh my gosh, your baby is so cute." Something like that that's going to be really personalized and the algorithm will say, "Okay, this person obviously knows the person they're commenting on," right? Like they know them, they're taking the time out of their day to write something nice to them, so when you do that, you're building rapport with the algorithm and saying, "Hey, I'm interacting with this person. This person might be interacting with me." And you want that same kind of commenting on your page as well. Because once you get that community going, once you get that um, support behind you, people are going to want to know about you. People are going to want to know, "Oh my gosh, did she just get her hair done? It looks so good." And even though it sounds silly, right? Like, this is not the purpose of me being on social media. It's still engagement. We still want that because the more people that engage, the more views you're going to get, the more the algorithm is going to say, "This person is getting attention. Let's give them more." So, the next level up would be sharing. When you share a post with someone, it's saying, "I trust this post enough to share it with my friend, to share it with my family," right? This is good, valuable information that other people need to see. So when you're doing that, it's definitely a higher level than commenting because you're giving it to another set of eyes. And then saves are really the biggest, best thing that you can get because that means that somebody wants to watch your video again. And on social media, most people forget about videos within a couple days. You see so much content, it's really just like a
Yeah.
black hole of
Mhm.
information at all times. And so when someone saves your video or picture, they're literally saying, "I'm going to go look at this later because I think this is valuable for me."
Mhm. Does this hold true for like all channels?
Yes, generally this holds true for all channels. Obviously, every channel is going to have different options. Like not
Mhm.
every channel is going to have saves, not everyone's going to have comments. So it does vary, but if it has any of these, the ranking is still going to be the same for sure. Okay. So, now that you know what you're posting, what you want to post, what you want to schedule out, how to use the platform, all you have to start doing is creating videos. And I know that this can definitely be hard, especially if you've never done it before. It takes some getting used to. I'm not going to lie. But with Instagram, reels are a huge part of the platform. So if you're not posting reels, you might not get the engagement that you're necessarily wanting. And if you mainly want to post pictures, that's okay. But videos are going to be the thing that drives people to your page. And it also allows people to see who you are and gain that trust again. So you really don't need a bunch of fancy camera equipment. Okay. If you have it, that's fantastic. Good for you. That's awesome. But social media is very happy with raw and real footage as well. So, what I want you to do is just take your phone out wherever you are. If you have a video idea that you think of when you're out on a walk or if you're just sitting at your kitchen table and you think this would be really great content, just take your phone out, start recording. If it's going to be a talking head video where you're sitting and staring at the camera, find something to prop it up on. Make sure you're in a quiet area so there's not a lot of background noise, and just start talking. If you want a script next to you, you totally can have one, but I find that scripts can be really restricting with the way that you're speaking, right? Because you want it to be so perfect. You're like, oh, I have this great script and I want to follow it. But it comes out more naturally when you're really just going off the top of your head, right? Have the general video idea and maybe the piece that you want to replicate, but don't feel tied to a specific script because then you might feel stiff and robotic, and that's not what people want to see.
Okay, so you're in Instagram. We know how to record in that. What happens if you just record something just on your phone? Is it easy to upload to Instagram?
Oh, yeah, 100%. As long as when you're going to post, you've allowed access to your camera roll or you've selected that video, it gives you two options. You can either give them your full camera roll or just select pictures every time or
Mhm.
videos. All you have to do is click on that video and it'll upload and be ready to go.
Okay. And you still have to give it the publish, hit the publish button, even
Right.
when you're in there and kind of fixing it, editing it, and so forth. You still
Yes.
need to
Yep.
hit publish before it goes live.
Right. Correct. Yep. Absolutely. Okay. This is the final step. It's gonna be your execution. People can do this a lot of different ways. This is just the way that I find is easiest and takes the least amount of time out of your day. I would create a content calendar. So once you've got all your research and you're like, okay, I want to do these 5 videos and I want to make these 5 graphics, write it out through a calendar. Say next month they're going to go out on Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, and then you're going to just have a calendar. The one on the left here is very high level. This goes across many platforms, but it does kind of give you a gist of what that might look like for you. You can do it on paper, whatever you feel comfortable with to keep you on par. Then what you want to do is film all of your content at once. Doing it all in one day sounds like a lot of work. I know. But it's only one day of the month where you have to film, schedule it out, and then you're good. And you don't have to think about it for the remainder of the month. And with the scheduling platform, I would recommend you get Buffer. Buffer is free. All you have to do is give them your Instagram login and it will connect your platforms. And what you can do is once you build out your calendar, you can pull those videos and pictures that you want to post, throw them into Buffer, and all you have to do is say, I want them to go out at this time and on this day. And that's it. And they'll automatically start posting for you. So, again, there's very minimal effort, but if you do want to go in there and you want to post it yourself, you're more than welcome to do that as well. It's really just up to how much time you have and how much time you want to put into growing your platform.
What do you think the number one reason is for people to not do this? Because everything that you just said sounds relatively simple, right? Like,
Yeah.
yes, you need to be comfortable filming yourself or,
Mhm.
kind of being on camera and so forth. But what would you say the number one reason why more people just don't jump on and just let things naturally happen?
I think there's 2 things for sure. Number 1 is the comfortability on camera. I think that stops a lot of people from going and doing it because it is uncomfortable to get in front of the camera and talk to no one. You're just
Yeah,
sitting there saying your ideas, saying any information you wanna get out there, and you're all alone in a room, or maybe you're outside, which might be embarrassing to some people, and you really just have to be comfortable with using that and using your camera and knowing how to film. And then I think also a lot of people want it to be perfect.
yeah,
And they spend all this time waiting to get the perfect schedule, get the perfect picture, the perfect video. But that's just in reality, it's never going to be perfect. You're going to mess up in your videos. You might put the wrong word on a caption, but it's okay because people who are looking at social media aren't looking for perfections. They're not grading your page on a
right.
scale of 1 to 10. So it doesn't need to be perfect. If you forget to post in a week, it's okay. Nobody's going to get on you and say, "Hey, I can't believe you didn't post this week. I was waiting on you." It's okay to not be perfect. And once you get into the schedule, it gets so much easier when you're in that groove and you're doing it every month. It's just the start that really is difficult for people.
Yeah, I think, like you said, if you can manage this one day out of the month, I mean,
Mhm.
one day out of 30 days, um, I think the consistency would show up every single month,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I
Yep,
mean,
and you
it
get
seems
more
like it.
used to it, for sure,
Yeah,
yeah. It's
yeah,
just a learning process, and social media is a lot at first. When you're looking at it at a high level, you're like, "Oh my gosh, I don't have time for this. I've got all of this other stuff I need to do," but when you break it down, it's really just one day you gotta put effort into. So, it's way more manageable than people online make it look, for sure.
totally, totally. So I think that's
Well,
it.
yeah, that's it. If you guys want to scan the QR code, you guys are more than welcome to book a 30-minute training session with me. We can dive into any platform that you're interested in. If you want to know how to use TikTok, we can do a little intro class with that. And then please thank Neil for hosting this awesome webinar and feel free to contact him as well. So happy that you guys could all join today.
Yeah, and I'll encourage people to definitely click the QR code, take that 30 minutes with Paige. I know starting with Aspire Mortgage, Paige came in about halfway through my time with them, and the numbers for my accounts continue to rise. I tend to be a little bit more on the LinkedIn channel just because that's my personality, and I tend to connect more with those type of folks. But whatever your channel is, I would highly recommend getting 30 minutes with Paige so that you guys can get an idea of which channel you should start on. Stick with it, and I would bet that you would start to see some opportunities in a relatively short period of time. So, Paige, thanks again for doing this.
Of
Um,
course.
isn't the idea to perhaps offer something like this on a regular basis for our partners?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I think we'll have another one in the works for a different platform or anything else marketing. So we'll definitely have another offering for this sometime soon, and we can get into some more marketing stuff.
Yeah, and that's kind of our goal here at Aspire is that we want to provide to our partners, real estate agents, et cetera, is we want to be an extension of your business. And if you don't have access to your marketing person or department, that's why we're here. We want to make sure that you guys have access to our marketing department Paige, our business development department, our IT department, in addition to what I can provide for you and your clients. So we really appreciate you guys jumping on today, and all of the information that you can see here on the screen. Don't hesitate to reach out to me via phone or email. But in the meantime, keep having a great day, and we'll talk with you soon.
Yep.
See ya.
You guys.